This was a very good performance by Holly Holm. I suggest and I recommend that you go onto YouTube on the Zone Boxing YouTube channel or Jake Paul's YouTube channel or the MVP YouTube channel and watch this fight. High replay value, not because of the level of competition, but for Holly Holm to come in and look as good as she did, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to give her performance a 10 of 10. And I'm going to explain why. So here we are. Her tits are about to pop out. So here we are. I'm TstreeT Controversy with Fight View 360. This is the end of the prelims on YouTube before the main card starts on the Zone. By the way, let me bitch and complain a little bit. The Zone, which used to be a streaming platform where you pay one flat fee and you got all of your fights in that subscription. Now we have this tonight: Chavez Jr., Jake Paul, Gilberto Ramirez, and Uniel Dorticos. This right here, July the 19th, Daniel Dubois and Alexander Usyk 2. Then the week before, I believe it's July the 12th, or flip-flop, July the 12th or the 19th, you had the Shakur Stevenson and Edgar Berlanga co-main event card. All pay-per-view. $60 a piece. Wild. So let's listen to the cards. In my opinion, shut out. I'm going to explain that Holly Holm, at 43 years old, she can do some damage in a 135-pound division in women's boxing. This is her first fight back. Oh, wait, let's listen in. I wonder if we're going to get a post-fight interview. It's her first fight back since 2013. 2 years after she left boxing, she went on to get that big upset against Ronda Rousey, where she kicked her head off. Took Ronda Rousey's soul. Rousey was never the same.
After 10
Let's listen to the cards.
rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. All three judges see the contest 100 to 90, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Holly Holm.
So I wonder if we're going to get a post-fight interview. I doubt that we are. Let me see.
So she's back.
But I think that she should get I think that this is the type of fight where she should have got a post-fight interview. Her first fight back in boxing. But I'm sure we're going to see some more stuff throughout the night. So let me talk about the fight. Listen, she still got that mean left hand. Oh yeah, we are getting a post-fight interview. See, let's listen in.
Oh, she's there.
And she just did a flip. Hold on, I got to rewind that back. I'm sorry. Y'all deserve to see that. Y'all deserve to see that.
After 10 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision.
So anyway, let me talk a little bit before we get to the flip and listen to the post-fight interview. Katie Taylor, obviously, right now is the king, or the queen, excuse me, of the 135-pound women's division, who's going to be taking on Amanda Serrano in the third fight. It just seems like they're going to keep scheduling these women until Amanda Serrano wins. Well, anyway, that card is going to be taking place on Friday the 11th, the day before the Shakur Stevenson card, or is it the Usyk card that day? Well, anyway, this card is stacked. I'm going to be covering probably this whole card. You got Chantel Cameron, who can fight at 135. Damn, I missed it. Oh, there it is. The flip. Do the flip. Do the flip. All right, let's listen to the post-fight interview.
Go.
And his microphone is broken. Oh my gosh. The microphone is broken, ladies and gentlemen. This is trash. There we are. The second one is broken.
I loved.
Okay, there we go.
So much that I just really loved MMA for a while, but then I started feeling this like growing pain to want to like box again. So it's been fun to get back and just kind of get that boxing my arms going again. I only sparred in actual like wrestling shoes 2 times. I was barefoot the whole camp. I was looking for my groin protector the day I flew out. I was in the bins in my garage. Like, I still train with my same team, my same coaches. I did my whole, I haven't sparred in a ring in I don't know how long, so this kind of feels cool.
It's amazing seeing the same crew with you for all these years. Mike Winklejohn, Izzy Martinez, Lenny Fresquez. And so here you are in this sort of final chapter, looking as good as you
Apologize
did
if there's an
What is the
echo. My
actual goal
Bluetooth
here? What are you trying
headphones
to
are
accomplish?
on the fritz.
Well, I wanted to,
So I'm using
I wanted
PC
to finish
speakers.
early, but also I didn't mind feeling 10 rounds, you know, because I do want to fight for a title, and I know that the girls are just going to keep getting tougher. So it was a great fight tonight. She's an undefeated, fighter, and so I was glad to be able to be up against somebody that's tough and put my skills to the test and just see how it feels again.
It actually felt like you were getting better as the rounds went on. Did you feel
Yeah,
the same? And if so,
I can
what are
agree
you most
with that.
proud of your performance?
You know, what I'm not proud of is I didn't listen to my coaches in the first two. Well, I heard them, but I wasn't doing what they said.
Why not?
I don't know, it's that mind block, I guess, but, just the things they were telling me to adjust before the second half of the fight, and I finally started to actually do it, so I also want to do so much more.
And so here we are, and MVP is signing all these women. They just signed a WBA lightweight champion named Stephanie Hahn. Perhaps that's an opponent that could be down the line. There's a lot of big names fighting on July 11th as well on their MSG card. Do you have anyone in your sights as far as who is next for you?
I mean, Hahn would be great, and then also, Taylor Serrano, and I have respect for all three of them. It's nothing but just, hey, let's all chase our dreams, so we'll just see where we go from here.
Okay, last thing. Let's look into one of these cameras. To everyone who said Holly Holm was done, to everyone who said Holly Holm didn't have it anymore, to everyone
I didn't
who
think
did
she
not
was done.
believe, what is your message to them?
It ain't the first time. They've been telling me to retire since 2012. So I'll retire. You guys will know when I retire because it'll come from my mouth.
Well, you are a long ways from that. Boxing Hall of Famer, soon to be UFC Hall of Famer, back in the ring. It was an honor to watch you compete again. Congratulations.
Thank you, and I'm so thankful for MVP and this opportunity to kind of come back and still continue this dream for boxing. So thank you.
Congrats, Holly. Anaheim, make some.
So let me tell you why I think Holly Holm, even at 43 years old, can excel in boxing still and possibly capture a world championship. For one, she's coming from mixed martial arts, where she spent the last 12 years. She beat Ronda Rousey. Wait, how long was she in the UFC? When did she? Let's see here. She got into the UFC in 2015. Okay, so I'm sorry, 10 years ago. She stopped boxing 12 years ago. She fought Ronda Rousey, and if you look, well, she hasn't been as successful since. Now, don't get me wrong. She fought all big fights because after she beat Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm was bringing in major numbers. I remember, and this was at the beginning times of like Instagram and fucking Vine and Snapchat or whatever the hell was it. Basically, like before social media really, really, really took off. By the way, here's the card. Before the social media really, really took off, she was trending big time. I'm talking about to the point where Ronda Rousey was career never been the same just off of the ridicule she was getting on social media because Holly Holm kicked her head off. Well, anyway, I thought that she got to a point in UFC. It was like, yeah, Ronda, I think she's done. I think she's done in mixed martial arts. But when it comes to boxing, she's coming from multiple fights that it went to 5 rounds, 3 rounds, and hear me out. In women's boxing, there are 10 2-minute rounds. You fight for 2 minutes. Then you get a minute break. So Holly Holm has always been known to have great stamina, except when it comes to when she gets taken down. And her chin has been kind of suspect when it comes to the smaller gloves of the UFC. But in boxing, with her world-class stamina and the experience she got, because even if she's back in boxing, she still has been striking, using her hands. So now she's back to just using her hands, and she's going to give a lot of these girls some hell, like for real, for real. So, of course, they wouldn't have signed her if they didn't know this already. So don't be surprised if Holly Holm gets fast-tracked. She has one more fight against God knows who. Why do I know that name? Stephanie Hahn, who just signed. MVP. I love what they're doing with women's boxing, by the way. You might as well also say that Katie Taylor is one of their fighters as well. It's because she hasn't fought on a Matchroom card in like 3 years? Yeah, I know her. Where did I see her fight? Well, anyway, the women's boxing is stacked between, 126 on up. 126. Well, let me tell you what things start to unfortunately thin out when you get to 154, because even the 147-pound girls, they're kind of small, like, fighters like Natasha Jonas. But 154 is where, like, Clarissa Shields, and she's cutting heavyweight to get into 154. Clarissa Shields, she's now fighting at women's heavyweight. But 147 on down, it's a lot of big fights that can be made. For example, just looking at this card they got coming up on the 11th, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. Amanda Serrano and Holly Holm would do numbers. Katie Taylor, Holly Holm would do numbers. Alicia Baumgartner, Holly Holm would do numbers. Chantel Cameron, Holly Holm would do numbers. You kind of get where I'm going, and she's competing at 135, and which means that she can fight 140, 147. Hell, maybe test the waters at 154, and she's got a mean left hand. Now, the power, I don't know. Can she beat a lot of these fighters? And listen, the level of competition that she fought tonight, even though it seems like, I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but just looking at the way she performed, and that's why I say you can go watch this fight free on YouTube. This is the girl she fought, by the way, and as you can see, she came into the fight undefeated. But when you see these type of undefeated records, go look at the resume. And then you see 4-2, 7-2. But then you go look at Claudia Fernanda Herrera Lopez. You see, 4-2-1. Who does she beat to be 4-2-1? Let's see where her last win was, against a 4-3. That was her last win. What was Laura Cubos Ramos? Who did she fight to be? Look, her last win was against somebody who was 4-1. Beatrice Aguilar. Look. Said Jesus Christ. She's been fighting her whole goddamn life. 7-10-1. You kind of see what happens when you start going down the rabbit hole. So and it's just like it's like this for men's boxing too, where you look at these resumes and be like, wait a minute, where'd you get this record from? She was trying to fight, but going in there against a former mixed martial arts champion, with all that striking experience, what I believe they said at the beginning, during the rewalks, she's had like 83 fights across multiple, sports. That's a lot of experience. And also, one more thing, I was going to say 83. 43 is at the end of your career in boxing, these days, and that's across multiple divisions. Hell, look at Deontay Wilder just last night won. Nonito Donaire a couple of weeks ago, was that last weekend, he won. No, a couple of weekends ago, he won. He's 42. And Katie Taylor's getting up there now as well. Let's see how old Katie is. I think it's like 37, maybe 38. And the way she's looking, like I said, Holly Holm can compete. I can't wait to see how they match her next. And also Cyborg was there. If you don't know, Cyborg had beat Holly Holm, unanimous decision, by the way, over in the UFC back in, I believe it was like 2017, 2019. I think it was 2019. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe. I'm TstreeT Controversy with 5U360.